Hi everybody, it's Michelle here again with Birthday Hoover. Here at Birthday Hoover, I am a full spectrum plant-based holistic doula and an advocate for all things safe, natural, and effective. Here on this channel, we discuss all things pregnancy, birth, and womb health related. So if you guys like the content, you like what you hear, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. Today's topic is going to be about fathers, dads, and how doulas can be of a benefit to dad in the birthing process, in the labor process, and just as a whole, how we support the family as a whole. Today is also Father's Day, so let me just give a big shout out to all the great and wonderful dads maintaining that powerful role as a father. It is amazing. I love seeing it. I have seen so many dads with their children and families, and it's just been amazing to see the celebration of these beautiful men. So happy Father's Day, and let's get right into the topic. Here is how a doula can support dad and support fathers in this process. And I want to speak about this because I hear a lot of dads, and I see a lot of situations where a lot of fathers will shy away from a doula because maybe they think that, we will take away their role in the birthing process, or it's like, oh, well, why do we need a doula? I could do all of that stuff, X, Y, and Z. Well, let's just get into how we are a benefit to the whole family, especially to dad, because we want to get to the understanding of how we work together as a team. So for dads and fathers that are going to be involved in the birthing process, in the whole the pregnancy, everything. First of all, as a doula, we know so much about the anatomy of a woman's body, especially in how it works, the physiological way that birth works. The process of birth. A lot of times men are not going to know that. I'm not saying no men knows that, but most times men are not going to really know how the body functions and what the body actually is going through during the time of labor. But this is like our most important role, because this is how we can educate the father. We can, we, in the process of being someone's doula, we're usually involved in the beginning. So if we're involved in the beginning, we are able to answer all the questions. We are able to talk to you, talk to your partner, and educate you on the stages and all of that stuff, so that when we are in labor and the physical part is happening, we can point out and go back to those conversations that we had in the beginning, like, oh, see, this is what I mentioned, this is going to happen, and that's happening, and she's transitioning, and now now it's going to be time to bear the baby down soon. And so this gives the father a little bit more confidence. This gives him a little bit more understanding of what's going on. We also provide a ton of resources, a ton of evidence, a ton of research to the families. We answer all the questions, whether it be questions from mom, whether it be questions from dad, but we answer all those questions, all of those, what ifs. We teach you terminology, we teach you words. Just a quick example, I had a client recently, and a father reached out to me via text message as I was trying to come into the hospital to support them. And the father said, yeah, they're hooking her up to an IV, and it just came in and said they're going to start the Pitocin. Now, I know that this client does not want Pitocin. And so I said, hey, Dad, remember we discussed these things, and you're saying that they're trying to give her Pitocin. Did she consent to this? Because that is an induction medication. And he was like, what? They didn't explain this. They didn't tell us this. And so he was able to let her know, like, hey, this is what this medication is. And this is terminology that a lot of people may not know. Now, for a whole bunch of people, Pitocin is something like, oh, I know what that is. It's common knowledge. But for so many people, it's not common knowledge. And that terminology is important for dads to have, because if that dad didn't reach out to me and text me to let me know what was going on while I was, trying to find parking and making my way into the hospital, we would have never been able to stop that situation. So that's just an example of how we can be of a benefit to the fathers. But we bring confidence, we bring empowerment, we bring motivation, we give breaks. Sometimes women are in labor for so long that dad gets tired. Dad may have just got off of work, working a 10-12 hour shift, or may have been up all night with the other siblings and the other children, and he just needs a nap, or he needs to take a shower, he needs to change his clothes. This is what we are here for. We come through and we are able to allow, dad a break, time to relax. And then, if there is a hospital birth, if there is a midwife involved or whatever the case would be, we facilitate conversation between, families and medical providers, because the last thing you want to do as a dad is to try to worry about what's all of these questions that somebody else is asking you, but tend to the woman, you're a woman who is, about to birth your baby. You need to be focused. You need to be able to concentrate. You need to be able to be, reeled in with her, to allow space for intimacy, to allow space for motivating her, to allow space to uplift her and make her feel safe and make her feel honored and respected, as opposed to being pushed and pulled in all these different directions. Maybe the kids are there. If you're doing a home birth, maybe the providers are trying to ask you a bunch of questions. And you've already told them this is what we want, this is the birth plan, but they're still pushing for just different things. And so this is where doulas come in, because we are able to navigate and maneuver in all of those situations, so that we give you the optimal time, the space, and the ability to be your best self in the birth process. And that's just some of the reasons and some of the things of how we actually support fathers. There's been times where, I've had a father, become dehydrated because he was so focused and, on with mom and making sure that she had everything and making sure, and he forgot to eat and he forgot to nourish himself. And he was just like, getting lightheaded, and I'm like, wait, hey, did you eat? Did you get something to drink? And I was able to step out the room and go grab some things for dad and come back and have him nourished. And we are nourishing mom, but father also needs to be nourished too. So we are a family-centered line of, like, not, I don't want to call it work, but we're family-centered. We focus on the family-specific needs. As long as it's in our scope of practice. We are not, doing any medical things, and we are not doing anything that makes us feel uncomfortable. But as long as it is in the scope of practice, we are literally, tailoring our care for the family and their needs. So we are there to support the whole family. If mom and dad needs time to just be together and focus and breathe, then we take the siblings out the way if they are involved, if they are there, if they're any at all. But these are all things that, we don't think about. And so I remember a story of a woman telling me that, she felt like everybody was doing everything, scrambling, running around, doing this, keeping the kids, going here, taking this person, eating, all of these different things, and nobody was really paying attention to her, as opposed to just trying to stay out of her way and give her the time and the space that she needed to just breathe through those urges, which are contractions, but I don't like to call them that. But she felt very isolated, even though there were so many people there, because it's so much stuff that's going on that family cannot focus on mom. And so we come in, we step in, and we are able to do that. We are able to see if she is frustrated. We are able to see that if she needs dad in that moment. We are able to see if she needs the babies to be removed, the siblings to be removed. We are able to identify these cues and these small things that may go on that oftentimes will go unnoticed, because we think, we're doing this, we're doing that, we're doing this, we're doing that. But we want to be the most productive and the most effective for what she needs and what the whole family needs. And that's where we step in. That's where we come in. And then even afterwards, when we do postpartum care, we are there to give mom and dad a break. Take that baby so that they can get a nap, or other things. We don't know. But you know, we are there to just really help the process of birth, the transition into new parenthood, and to just focus on the care that is needed and how we can support them in the best way possible. If that means cleaning up the house, if that means keeping the baby for a couple of hours, if that means making sure mom is comfortable, making sure she ate for the day, meal planning. It's so much stuff that can go into this. And if you have siblings, I mean, if the baby, if you have other children, all of these different things come in the way of time and ability and opportunity to get all of these things done. And this is where doulas come in. This is how we support the whole family. We support fathers, we support moms. But I just wanted to come here to talk about how we can be a great addition to the team and not so much as taking away father's role. We never want to take you away. We don't want to alienate you. We don't want to isolate you. We don't want to make you feel like you are not important and necessary or incompetent. We want to educate you and empower you and make you feel, like the most important part to mom as possible, because you guys are a union, and we want to focus on that union being able to come together and be great together. Because if the team is great, how good do you think the birthing process is going to be? It's going to be much more amazing when both heads are together, focused, understood, heard, and valued and respected. And that way, you have a positive outcome. And you're both understanding what's going on. You're educated. You are empowered and motivated. And we want to get to that place. We don't want to have just winging it. We don't want to wing it. We want to be prepared. We want to be reading that birth plan. We want to just be an effective team, and so that we can bring beautiful, desirable birth experiences. And that's pretty much my my take on how doulas can be a great addition, and how we can support fathers in the birthing process, in the pregnancy journey, and even in the postpartum, but just the whole process in itself. So thank you guys for coming in. Please be sure to come on in the comments and let me know any ideas or anything that you might like to add. If there's a topic that you would like me to speak about that I haven't already talked about, please email us at birthyhoover@gmail.com. And I will see you guys for the next video. Again, happy Father's Day to all of the great fathers. Just continue to be amazing and awesome, and I will see you guys for the next video. Peace and pregnancy.